Jess Darling with Bedsheets and Broomsticks, and I'm sitting here with Sally Hall with thatsogaylive.com, and we're talking about ghosts and paranormal experiences. So, so Sally, go ahead and tell me about any experiences you've had with ghosts, paranormal experiences, things beyond this physical realm.
Well, it was neat when I moved to San Diego back in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
I moved into this house, and as soon as I walked into this house, I told my friends behind me, I was like, wow, somebody else is here. And so actually we looked to see if somebody else was in the house because we just felt it. Sure enough, there was nobody in the house, but the whole time I was living there, some weird things would happen. The door would open, the door would close, my TV would turn on and off. I had a girlfriend, and I would specifically let her know that when it's time for her to leave, we'll know because the TV will turn off. And then as soon as she's gone, the TV will turn back on. And sure enough, it happened like that all the time. But the weirdest was there was just this feeling I had that I wasn't supposed to be driving up to LA, and it was for Memorial Weekend. And of course, I went against all resistance because that didn't make sense to me, and it just felt like we needed to be in LA partying with all my friends. And but what was happening is there's three people that were the closest to me. Well, me, my girlfriend, and then a BFF. And between the three of us, we had 7 flat tires in 3 days. First off, I never get flat tires, and this was 3. 2 of the tires, one being mine and one being a big forklift, so those tires aren't easy to deflate. Both tires on the same day were flat. Neither one of them had a puncture in them, and people can't just sit there and let air out of a tire, certainly not a forklift tire. So it was kind of an unusual occurrence. It kept happening. It was 3 for my girlfriend, 3 for me, and the forklift, which was the other lady. So 7 tires in 3 days, basically telling me, do not be driving on the road. And so we did anyway. And so on Friday, I was heading down the road, and it just felt like all these weird things were happening, and I was kind of uncomfortable in the car, and I kept letting my friend know, wait, watch out, because something's about to happen. And finally, after I did that, probably 5-10 minutes, she goes, Sally, this is going to be difficult to drive all the way to LA if you're doing this. And I said, well, then just get off the road. And it was as soon as we got off the road, it was like, it was raining, it was horrid traffic, it was on a Friday. But as soon as we got off the road, it was like the clouds parted, the sun started shining, and just everything felt so much better. For some reason, I felt like I was not supposed to be on the road on Friday. And somebody was letting me know not to do that.
Do you feel like it was the spirit or the entity at your home?
Absolutely.
So do you feel like it was more of a helper than it was something to be haunting or scaring you?
It wasn't haunting or scaring by any means. Apparently, the lady who owned the place had passed away in the house, so she was an older lady, and she was cranky, and she was either not quite as comfortable with 2 girls being together, or else she was extremely jealous of my girlfriend, did not want me to be with this girlfriend because she put all kinds of roadblocks in front of us. And so I can't say she wasn't spooky by any means, but she wasn't considered the nicest. We called her Agnes because that was the lady who passed on, so she wasn't really nice. She had that, again, that jealousy, it felt like.
Agnes is definitely present with us. She's so pretty. She's like this really pretty pink color, and she's kind of hanging around with you. And she tells me that she's with you often. So she kind of, especially with your electrical equipment, so if there's anything that happens with your electrical equipment, I would just start talking to Agnes and say, okay, I get your point. And she's actually there to help. She doesn't really feel like she's ready to completely move forward and completely move past. Do you think about her when your electrical equipment goes off and on?
I don't think about her, but I do realize that there are some times that my electrical equipment is not acting accordingly, and it's my time to remove myself from that environment. I have to turn off my computer, or I know that I need to go do something else and then come back.
Because you're extremely sensitive to energy. Just like when you talk about when you get your goosebumps and things like that, that's you receiving energy. And some people are just more able to absorb energy around you. So I feel like it's really positive that you're aware of it and you say, okay, something's off balance here. I need to remove myself, balance your energy, and then come back into the situation, especially with electrical equipment, because energies on the other side uses energy here to be able to manifest, move things, do things, communicate with us, get our attention especially. And so do you ever feel like you're an open channel for people or for energies to come through and talk to you?
I could feel like I am, but I don't feel like I do. I'm probably a little bit more stubborn in that area of allowing them to come through. But I do realize that, there are certain times that, just like today, I called you at the time that I was supposed to be calling you because you were calling me.
Right.
And that happens a lot. I used to, with work, there's always this feeling that I need to call somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do, they're like, oh my God, I was just about to call you.
Mm-hmm.
Or vice versa. If I don't take that sign or feeling or whatever and call somebody, then seconds later they're calling me. And of course, the first thing I want to do is, oh, I was just about to call
Mm-hmm.
you. But so that happens a lot.
You're a clear and open channel, and you're clear and open for communication. I feel like that's what you've come here to do, is the clear and open communication. You're all about communication. That's what really drives you. And sometimes people find it difficult to manage. And so, how are the ways that you feel them come through? The different ways, the different sensations or feelings. What is it?
Or like the goosebumps. I get the goosebumps, and what was really neat is, so I usually when I'm starting a new show or working with people within That's So Gay Live, little goosebumps will come or feelings will go, and I just know that we're heading in the right direction. It's just one of those feelings that you go, oh, I know we're heading in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I met you, usually it's my arms or somewhere on my legs. Usually isn't all encompassing, but when I met you, it's like it was like the static electricity was just it was the coolest feeling though. It gave me a high, all my hairs were up, and it was such a great energy, so I easily felt that from you.
That's great. And I just came from a professional reading. I just had a reading down the way, and I came to stop by to meet you and see you. And so and after a reading, you do get that reading high because you're channeling that divine energy, and everything is balanced, everything makes sense. And so you being so open and aware, you picked up on that energy too. So that's beautiful. Beautiful. It's really about getting to know your physical body, because on this dimension we're so stuck on it has to be physical for me to believe it and know it and understand it. So for you, if you start to feel those goosebumps around your neck, it's usually positive. And then I would definitely feel that if it was on the negative side, you would know. And it's really important that you establish your boundaries and say, if you're not of the light, if you're not with love, and if you're not here to support me, then you can leave. Create that boundary, just like you would if a human being came up to you and disrespected your boundaries. You would say, I'm not okay with that. I guess your little tools that I would keep with you is wrap yourself in gold light. So just imagine that you're in a nice golden egg, that everything is balanced and everything is divine, and you only leave yourself open to positive energies. And then on the more physical plane, I would maybe buy some sage, because sage is a great way to just clean your energy out. It cleans out energies of other human beings, of other entities as well. After a session with the client, I'll offer my services of creating healing grids. On top of being a professional clairvoyant healer, I'm also a professional abstract artist, and my passion really lies in my artwork. And what my artwork serves for me and also serves for others is the energy that they need in order to balance whatever imbalance that they might be experiencing. I will set my intention to channeling the energy that they need in order to bring it to them as a piece of artwork so they can hang it on their wall. If somebody's experiencing maybe a low sex drive, or somebody's experiencing, let's call it anger issues, or somebody might be experiencing maybe just a lack in energy, I'll meditate and I'll sit with the client as spirit and ask them, okay, what is it that you need? What do you really need from me in this piece of art that I can give you? And then I'll talk to their guides, I'll talk to my guides, I'll channel information from the universe, and I'll just put it straight on canvas. I use palette knife, that's my favorite. I only use a palette knife really, and that's the way I create healing grids. And if you take a look at some of my artwork, you'll see that it looks like a grid. They're mainly squares and numbers. Colors have a healing quality to them. when you focus and meditate on a particular color, you're actually channeling that energy from the color in order to balance your energy. So when I'm meditating on the client and I'm channeling that energy, I'll bring through whatever colors that they need in order to balance that imbalance in their space. If you've had experiences of your own that you want more information about, or maybe just to ask us a few questions, visit our website and check us out on Bedsheets and Broomsticks on thatsogaylive.com.